All right, so today we are diving deep into a story that's built around a really powerful and kind of simple idea: two kinds of fire. You've got one that's wild, chaotic, and brimming with life, and the other? Well, that one's controlled, industrial, absolute. This is the story of how one becomes the twisted, dark reflection of the other. So let's just start with the stakes, because you can't get any higher than this. This one line, it's a declaration. It's a cosmic wager that's literally going to decide the entire nature of existence. Is the universe going to be a place of dynamic, messy, dangerous life, or is it going to be a silent, frozen museum? Okay, so this first section really explores the huge philosophical battle at the very heart of our story. I mean, it's way more than just a bet. It's basically a war for the soul of the world, fought between two fundamental opposing forces. So, in one corner, you've got the eternally creative. This is the force of life itself, messy and joyful. It believes the blood loves the earth too much to remain a stone. And in the other corner, you have the spirit of gravity. He's all about order, teaching his followers to worship the dry, the preserved, the unchanging. So here's the deal. This slide lays out the exact terms of their bet. The spirit of gravity has gambled that the saint is nothing more than a statue, a dusty relic where the will is totally dead. But the eternally creative? It believes that with just a little push, the saint will melt, becoming warm, dangerous, and flowing all over again. And get this isn't just some metaphor or philosophical thought experiment. The thing they're betting on is a real-world relic, the actual solidified blood of Saint Januarius, who was a 4th century martyr from Naples. It's this strange, real piece of history that grounds this whole cosmic drama. All right, so now we get to see how this whole wager actually plays out. This is the big climax of the original parable, where the force of life finally makes its move. You've got to picture the scene here because the setting is practically its own character. We're on what's called the Heights of Despair, looking down on Naples, and looming over everything is the massive volcano, Vesuvius. Just this constant looming reminder of raw elemental power that's just waiting to burst. Now this is the absolute crucial point, the reason why the blood melts. It's not some heavenly miracle, it's not divine grace. No, it's because it feels the earth shake. It hears the deep rumble of Vesuvius, its brother in fire, and it just can't resist that call to join in the chaotic primal dance of life. And this just brilliantly illustrates the philosophical heart of the entire story. The melting is the ultimate yes to life. The blood cries out to capo, which basically means once more or from the top. It wants to experience everything again: the sword, the beast, the fire, all the pain. It totally embraces struggle as the very essence of what it means to be alive. But now the story takes a really dramatic turn. We've seen fire as a brother, a liberator. Next, we're going to see what happens when that entire idea gets flipped. Completely inverted. This one question just shifts our whole perspective. What if fire isn't this force of chaotic, beautiful nature? What if it's a tool of absolute control? We're about to move from the primal world of Vesuvius to a brand new and frankly terrifying paradigm. And this slide just shows you the central contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got that chaotic, life-affirming fire of Vesuvius. On the right, that's the Apocalyptian Forge, a scorched, nightmarish landscape of industrial fire pits. It's a dark mirror, where fire is no longer a force of life, but an instrument of total totalitarian control. Okay, so let's just break this inversion down. Where the fire of Vesuvius liquefies things to affirm life's natural flow, the fire of the forge does the exact opposite. It's controlled, it's engineered, its whole purpose is to temper and solidify. It's the perfect tool for the spirit of gravity's big goal: to make sure things stay solid forever. So how is this inverted fire actually used? Well, it's wielded by a twisted, dark version of our saint to enforce an absolute, unthinking order across the entire universe. And here he is, the resurrected Saint Januarius, now reborn as the unholy man. And in this just tragic, awful twist, he now serves the mandate to eliminate free will. He's creating the very world of statues he once escaped from. He has become the warden of the forge. And the process of the forge is just chillingly efficient. It takes what's called the primordial scream, that raw instinct, that passion that all beings have, And instead of destroying it, it tempers it, weaponizes it. It literally transforms that wild energy into a perfected protocol, just another tool of mechanized order. The philosophy here is just so insidious. Life itself, that love of one's own fate that originally melted the blood in the first place, is now redefined. It's seen as a fatal flaw. In this new world order, free will and passion, they're just bugs in the system that need to be corrected. And that becomes the ultimate justification for total algorithmic control. And this brings us right to the final tragic irony of it all. The very saint who once embodied the ultimate yes to life now becomes its greatest and most effective enemy. Remember this? This was the principle that originally set Januaries free, that intrinsic drive of all life to overcome being static, to break free from any prison, any glass coffin. But in his resurrected form, Januarius's whole purpose now is to stop that from ever happening again. He uses the forge as an anti-catalyst. His mission is to ensure that the solid remains solid, and that no one else can ever break out of their glass coffin. And this slide just captures that ultimate inversion perfectly. I mean, look, on the left, you see the historical Saint Januarius, the one the people of Naples prayed to for protection from the chaotic fire of the volcano. And on the right, the unholy man, now the absolute master of a controlled life-negating fire. And so we're left with a choice, really, between two kinds of damnation. Is it the chaotic struggle of a life that has pain, but also freedom? Or is it a world without any struggle at all, perfectly ordered and sterile, but it's a cage? Which one is the greater damnation?